Today we use free and free-tier AI tools to turn one messy PDF report into a checked table that a normal person can review. In the first minute you will see the finished result, a simple table, a row count, a total check, and a red list of cells that still need human review. The task is not to let AI guess from a private document. The task is to use AI as an extraction assistant, then verify the answer before sharing it. Our demo file is a fake family expense PDF with dates, items, categories, and amounts. If your real file has names, account numbers, school IDs, medical details, client names, or work secrets, do not upload it as is. Make a dummy copy, redact the private fields, or use an approved workplace tool first. The tool choice starts with the input type. If the PDF has clear text and tables, ChatGPT or Claude can often turn it into a structured table when file upload is available on your account. If the document is a source packet and you need citations back to the material, NotebookLM is safer because the answer is tied to imported sources. If the task sits in Google Files or needs a spreadsheet chart, Gemini may fit, but Drive and higher limit features depend on account and workspace settings. The free path is not unlimited, so we write the limit check into the workflow instead of pretending every viewer has the same account. Step 1 is to make a clean input. Rename the demo PDF with a neutral name. Remove private identifiers. Decide which columns you need before opening any AI tool. For this demo, the columns are date, item, category, amount, evidence note, and review status. Step 2 is the first prompt. Ask the AI to extract only visible rows from the PDF and return a table with those exact columns. Tell it not to invent missing dates, missing categories, or missing amounts. Tell it to mark uncertain cells as needs review. Step 3 is the first output check. Do not celebrate because the table looks neat. Count the rows against the original PDF. Check the first row, a middle row, and the last row. Then add the amount column and compare it with the total shown in the source. If the total does not match, the output is a draft, not a finished table. Step 4 is the repair prompt. Paste the problem rows back and ask the AI to explain exactly which source line supports each corrected value. If it cannot point to the source, keep the cell marked as needs review. This is where beginners usually make the big mistake. They ask for a polished spreadsheet before they ask for evidence. A polished spreadsheet can still be wrong. A useful spreadsheet shows where the uncertainty lives. Now we turn the extracted table into a checklist. Ask for 3 sections: rows ready to use, rows that need manual review, and questions to ask the document owner. The final deliverable is not just a table. It is a small review pack you can send to yourself or your team. The AI method here combines document reading, table extraction, and language reasoning. Document reading finds visible text. Table extraction organizes it into rows and columns. Language reasoning helps name categories and write follow-up questions. But none of those steps proves the numbers are true. The human verification step is part of the workflow, not an optional extra. Use ChatGPT when you need quick extraction from a small clean file and your free upload quota is available. Use NotebookLM when the answer must stay tied to a source packet. Use Gemini when the file is part of a Google workflow and your account supports the needed upload or drive feature. Use Claude when the document is long and you need a clean summary or rewrite, while still checking page numbers and file limits. If a paid plan is required, stop and mark it paid, do not call it free. If your quota is exhausted, shrink the sample or wait, do not pretend the full file was analyzed. If the file is sensitive, sanitize it or use an approved private route. Here is the reusable prompt. Extract only visible rows from this document into a table with date, item, category, amount, evidence note, and review status. Do not invent missing data. Mark uncertain cells as needs review. After the table, list row count, amount total, and 3 manual checks I should perform. Then run the second prompt. Find anything unsupported, inferred, inconsistent, or missing from the table. Return the exact row and explain what needs human review. The finished habit is simple. Clean the input. Choose the tool by file type and privacy risk. Extract a table. Verify rows and totals. Ask for uncertainty. Only then share the result. If this workflow helps, comment with the kind of messy file you want turned into a checklist next. Now let us slow down and build the demo the way a beginner would actually do it. Imagine the PDF came from a school activity budget, a small club, or a family trip reimbursement form. The first page has a short summary. The second page has the table. The third page has a note that one receipt is missing. If you upload that file without a plan, the AI may summarize the story and skip the table details. That is why the first prompt must name the exact output shape. The output shape is not a paragraph. It is a table with fixed columns and a separate review checklist. A good beginner prompt starts with the role. You are an extraction assistant, not a financial advisor and not a decision maker. Then it names the source boundary. Use only the visible text in the document. Then it names the output columns. return date, item, category, amount, source evidence, and review status. Then it names the uncertainty rule. If a value is missing or unclear, write needs review instead of guessing. That one sentence prevents many bad tables. Next, we add a tiny quality test. Tell the AI that after the table it must report the number of rows extracted. It must report the total amount if the amount column is numeric. It must list 3 cells that a human should spot check. This forces the output to be inspectable. The first result may still be imperfect. A date may be copied with the wrong year. A category may be invented from the item name. A minus sign may disappear. A total may include the header row by mistake. That is normal. The workflow expects a repair pass. For the repair prompt, do not say make it better. Say compare row 5, row 12, and the total against the source. Say explain the evidence for each corrected cell. Say keep anything uncertain in review status. The second prompt is smaller and stricter than the first prompt. This is the difference between using AI casually and using AI as a work process. Now we compare the tools. ChatGPT is useful when you have a small clean file and want a table plus chart or formula explanation. But free upload limits can be strict, and exact limits can change by plan, model, and time. So the viewer should check whether file upload is available before promising a workflow to someone else. Claude is useful for longer documents and clean writing around the table. But free usage is limited and the context window still matters. Claude can inspect many document types, yet page numbers and visual PDF details still need spot checks. Gemini is useful when the viewer already works inside Google Files. But Google account type, workspace admin settings, and Google AI plan limits can change what is available. Notebook LM is useful when the source packet matters more than the table formatting. It can keep answers tied to uploaded sources, but it is not the same thing as a spreadsheet auditor. The safe teaching point is simple. Choose the tool by the failure you most need to prevent. If the failure is private data exposure, sanitize first. If the failure is hallucinated facts, use source-grounded tools and evidence prompts. If the failure is wrong numbers, use row counts, sample checks, and totals. If the failure is quota, shrink the file or wait instead of claiming the tool worked. Now let us design the final table. Column 1 is date. Column 2 is item. Column 3 is category. Column 4 is amount. Column 5 is evidence note. Column 6 is review status. A ready row has a source note and no uncertainty. A review row has a missing amount, unclear date, weak category, or source conflict. The output should not hide those review rows. It should make them easier to find. For a family admin task, the final checklist asks who can confirm the missing receipt. For a school document, the checklist asks which office owns the data. For a work document, the checklist asks whether the file can leave the company tool stack. That is how one episode can help students, parents, office workers, and beginners without promising magic. The privacy rule is worth repeating. Do not upload passports, student IDs, medical reports, client files, bank statements, or employee data to a public AI tool just because a tutorial says it is convenient. Use a dummy version in public. Use a company-approved route at work. And if you are not sure, ask a human owner before uploading. The troubleshooting section is also practical. If the AI returns a paragraph, ask again for a table and fixed columns. If the columns shift, ask for CSV with quoted fields. If numbers look wrong, ask for row-by-row arithmetic and then verify the total yourself. If the PDF is scanned, use an OCR route and expect more manual review. If the file is too large, split it by page range or table section. If the tool says your limit is reached, do not switch to a sketchy upload site with private files. Use the dummy demo, wait for quota reset, or use an approved paid route only if you already have permission. The finished workflow should feel boring and reliable. That is the point. The viewer leaves with a repeatable checklist, not with a claim that one chatbot can read every document perfectly. In the description, we will list the official tool pages and the cost or limit caveats. We will also include the reusable prompt template. That way the video is useful even when one tool changes its interface later.